Верно! Так точно! Верно! Так точно! Смирно! Выходим! Брось! Выходим! Смирно! Выходим! Готов! Я готов! Я готов! Выходим! Стройсь! Выходим! Готов! Я готов! Выходим! Готов? Выходим! Брось!
So our Prime Minister has come back from his third and greatest journey, and he said
that the settlement of the Czechoslovakian problem, which has now been achieved, is, in my view,
Брось!
only the prelude to a larger settlement in which all Europe will find peace. This morning, I had another talk with the German Chancellor, Herr Hitler. And here is the paper. It bears his name upon it as well as mine. Some of you perhaps have already heard what it contains, but I would just like to read it to you. We, the German Führer and Chancellor, and the British Prime Minister have had a further meeting today and are agreed in recognizing that the question of Anglo-German relations is of the first importance for the two countries and for Europe. We regard the agreement signed last night and the Anglo-German naval agreement as symbolic of the desire of our two peoples never to go to war with one another again. We are resolved that the method of consultation shall be the method adopted to deal with any other questions that may concern our two countries, and we are determined to continue our efforts to remove possible sources of difference and thus to contribute to assure the peace of Europe.
Так точно! Так точно! Брось! Смирно! Готов! Выходим! Выходим! Готов? Выходим! Мы под огнем! Смирно! Выходим! Брось! Мирно! Мирно! Готов? Смирно! Брось! Смирно! Брось! Так точно! Выходим! Так точно! Выходим! Вытесним их! Так точно! Выходим! Выходим! Готов! Так точно! Выходим! Выходим! Мирно! Так точно! Так точно! Выходим! Готов? Выходим! Готов. Выходим. Смирно. Брось. Мирно.
Anything different that I could have done, and it would have been more successful. Up to the very last, it would have been quite possible to have arranged a peaceful and honorable settlement between Germany and Poland. But Hitler would not have it. He had evidently made up his mind to attack Poland whatever happened. And although he now says reasonable proposals
Готов.
which were rejected by the Poles, that is not a true statement. The proposals were never shown to the Poles,
Готов.
nor to us. And though they were announced
Брось.
in the German broadcast on the Thursday night,
Так точно.
Hitler did not wait to hear comments on them.
Я готов.
Troops crossed the Polish frontier the next morning.
Готов. Мирно. Выходим. Брось. Мирно. Выходим. Выходим. Смирно. Выходим. Я готов. Готов. Выходим. 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 Так точно. Я готов. Выходим. Занимаю укрытие. Я готов. Выходим. Мирно. Готов. Выходим. Я готов. Выходим. Брось. Я готов. Смирно! Смирно! Брось! Я готов! Брось! Выходим! Выходим! Готов! Не стоим, идем! Вытесним их! Смирно! Готов! Смирно! Выходим! Брось! Выходим!
Mr. Speaker, on Friday evening last, I received His Majesty's commission
Брось!
to form a new administration It was the evident wish and will of Parliament
Брось!
and the nation that this should be
Выходим!
conceived on the broadest possible basis,
Выходим!
and that it should include all,
Выходим!
both those who supported the late
Так
government
точно!
and also the parties of the opposition.
Брось!
I have completed the most important part of this task.
Готов!
This was a great trial of courage between the British and German air forces.
Выходим!
Can you conceive a greater objective for the Germans in the air than to make evacuation from these beaches impossible? And to sink all these ships which were displayed almost to the extent of thousands.
Так точно!
Could there have been an objective of greater military
Я готов!
significance for the whole
Выходим!
purpose of the war than this? They tried hard and got into bed.
Готов!
Frustrated in their task. We got the army away, and they have paid fourfold for any losses which they have inflicted.
Мирно!
Sir, when we consider how much greater would be our
Right.
advantage in defending the air above the United
Так
States
точно!
overseas attacks, I must say that I find
Выходим!
these facts a sure basis upon which practical
Выходим!
and reassuring thoughts may rest. I will pay my tribute to these young airmen.
Так
The
точно!
great British army was very largely,
Выходим!
for the time being, cast back
Готов!
and disturbed for the onrush of a few
Выходим!
thousands of armored ships. May it
Выходим!
also be that the
Выходим!
golden civilization itself will be defended by the skill and devotion of a few thousand armed.
Я готов!
There never has been, I suppose, in all the world, in all the history of war, such an opportunity for use. Mr. Speaker, it is asked
Смирно!
military events which have happened during the past fortnight
Так точно!
have not come to me with any sense of surprise.
Мирно!
Indeed, I indicated a fortnight ago, as clearly as I could to the House, that the worst possibilities were open. And I made it perfectly clear that whatever happened in France
Готов!
would make no difference to the resolve of Britain and the British Empire to fight on,
Я готов!
if necessary for years, if
Так точно!
necessary alone.
Выходим!
I have thought it right upon this occasion to give the House
Так
and the
точно!
country some indication of the solid, practical ground upon which we
Мирно!
base our inflexible resolve to continue the war.
Готов!
There are a good many people who say, never mind, win or lose, sink or swim, better die than submit to tyranny, and such a tyranny. And I do not dissociate myself from them. But I can assure them that our professional advisors
Royce!
of the three services unitedly advise that we should carry on the war, and that there are good and reasonable hopes of final victory. We have fully
Я готов.
informed and consulted all the self-governing communities. These great communities, far beyond the oceans, who have been built up on our laws and on our civilization, and who are absolutely free to choose their course, but are absolutely devoted to the ancient motherland, and who feel themselves inspired by the same emotions which lead me to stake our all upon duty and honor. We do not yet know what will happen in France, or whether the French resistance will be
Я готов!
both in France and in the French Empire overseas.
Так
The
точно!
French government will be throwing away great opportunities
Так
and
точно!
casting adrift their future if they do not continue the war in accordance with their treaty obligation, from which we have not felt able to release them.
Так точно!
The House will embrace the historic declaration in which many Frenchmen and of our own hearts
Брось!
proclaimed our willingness as the darkest hour in French history
Мирно!
to include a union of common citizenship in this struggle. However matters may go in France with the French government or other French governments, we in this island and in the British Empire will never lose our sense of comradeship with the French people. If we are now called upon to endure what they have been suffering, we shall emulate their courage. And if final
Брось!
victory on our soil, they shall share the gain.
Я готов!
Freedom shall be restored to all. We abate nothing.
Выходим!
but our just demand. Not one
Готов!
jot until we receive. Czech, Poland,
Мирно!
Norwegian, Dutch, Belgium,
Готов!
join their forces to our own. All these shall be restored.
Мирно!
But General Weygand calls the Battle of France.
Выходим!
I expect that the battle is
Отступаем!
about to begin.
Мирно!
On this battle depends the survival of Christian civilization. Upon it depends our own British life and the long continuity of our
Так точно!
institutions and our life. The
Выходим!
whole fury and might of the enemy must very
Выходим!
soon be turned on us. Hitler knows that he
Выходим!
will have to break us in this island or lose the war. If we can stand up to him,
Я готов!
Europe may be free, and the life of the
Выходим!
world may move forward into broad,
Мирно!
sunlit uplands. But if we fail,
Я готов!
then the whole world, including the United States, including all that we have known and cared for, will sink into
Брось!
the abyss of a new dark age, made more sinister and perhaps more protracted by the lights of perverted silence. Let us, therefore, brace ourselves to our duty. So bear ourselves that if the British Empire and its Commonwealth lost for 1,000 years,
Выходим!
men will still say, this
Вытесним их! Брось! Выходим! Я готов! Так точно! Выходим! Выходим! Смирно! Выходим! Брось! Я готов! Так точно! Я готов! Вы под огнем! Выходим! Так точно! Готов? Выходим! Так точно! Брось!
1941,
Брось!
a date which will live in infamy. The United States of America was suddenly and deliberately attacked by naval and air
Так
forces
точно!
of the Empire of Japan.
Брось!
The United States was at peace with that nation, and at solicitation of Japan, still in conversation with its government and its emperor, looking toward the maintenance of peace in the Pacific. Indeed, 1 hour after Japanese air squadrons had commenced bombing in the American island of Oahu, the Japanese ambassador to the United States and his colleague delivered to our Secretary of State a formal reply to a recent American message.
Нерадущие
Брось!
беспечности от настроения мирного строительства, то непонятно, что военное время, но памятует в настоящее время. Это война коренным образом изменила положение. Он ставит свои цели, захват наших земель,
Готов?
нашим корпусом. Захват нашей военной
Выходим!
наших губов. Он ставит свои цели восстановления власти
Так
народа,
точно!
восстановление царизма, разрушение национальной культуры,
Мы под огнем!
русских,
Выходим!
белорусских,
Выходим!
латышей, узбеков,
Готов!
татар, грузовар,
Выходим!
грузин, армян, азербайджанцев и других
Я готов.
Советского Союза. Их
Выходим!
превращение, их превращение врагов в великокняжескую
Готов.
корону. И наведет таким образом к жизни
Выходим!
советского государства. О жизни и смерти
Выходим!
народа СССР. О том, быть народом Советского Союза свободным. И мы наш народностей. Нужно, чтобы советские люди поняли и перестали быть беззаботными, чтобы они организовали себя и перестроили свою работу на новый военный лад, не знающий пощады врагов.
This is a talk on national security. Because the nub of the whole purpose of your presence is to keep you now,
Смирно!
your children later, your
Готов!
grandchildren much later, out of a last-ditch war for the preservation of
Так
American
точно!
independence. All the things that
Брось!
American independence means. You, me, and ours. Never before, since Jamestown and Plymouth Rock,
Брось!
our American civilization being
Выходим!
in such danger as now. Nazi
Готов!
masters of Germany made it clear
Выходим!
that they intend not only to dominate all life,
Не стоим, идем!
but also to enslave the whole of Europe.
Так точно!
Use the resources of Europe
Я готов!
to dominate the rest of the world.
Так точно! Брось!
In view of the nature of this undeniable threat,
Брось!
can be asserted properly, categorically,
Выходим!
that the United States has no right or reason to encourage talk of peace.
Я
Till
готов!
the day shall come when there is a clear intention on the part of the aggressor nation to abandon all
Не стоим, идем!
dominating or conquering
Мы под огнем!
forces of the states that are leagued against all people who live in freedom are being held away from our shores. The Germans and Italians are being blocked on the other side of the Atlantic by the British, and by the Greeks,
Я готов!
and by thousands of sailors who are able to escape
Так
from
точно.
subjugated countries. The Japanese are being engaged in China, in Asia, by the Chinese nation, in another great defense. In the
Выходим!
Pacific Ocean is
Так
our
точно!
fleet, gun loaded with explosive bullets, economic as well as military. Frankly and definitely, there is danger.
Так точно!
ahead. Danger
Смирно!
against which we must prepare.
Я
We
готов.
well know that we cannot escape danger or the fear of it
Занимаю укрытие.
by crawling into bed and pulling the covers over our heads.
Отступаем!
Germany has said
Royce!
she was occupying Belgium.
Мы теснимы!
The Belgians. Would we
Выходим!
hesitate then to say to any South American country,
Зададим
we
жару!
are occupying you to protect you
Так
from
точно!
aggression by the United States.
Я
Belgium
готов!
is being used as an invasion base
Так
against
точно!
Britain, now fighting for its life.
Мирно!
Any South American
Выходим!
in Nazi hands
Так точно!
constitute a jumping-off place for
Занимаю
German
укрытие.
attack on any one
Мы под огнем!
of the other republics
Стоп!
of this hemisphere. We think of Hawaii
Занимаю укрытие!
as an outpost of defense in the Pacific.
Трось!
Yet, the Azores are
Выходим!
closer to our cause in the Atlantic than Hawaii is on the other side.
Я готов!
There are those who say that the Axis powers would never have any desire to attack the Western Hemisphere. This is the same dangerous form of wishful thinking which has destroyed the powers of resistance of so many conquered peoples. Let us no longer blind ourselves to the undeniable fact that the evil forces which have crushed, undermined, and corrupted so many others are already within our own gates. Your government knows much about them, and every day is ferreting them out. Their secret emissaries are active in our own and neighboring countries. They seek to stir up suspicion and dissension, cause internal strife. They try to turn capital against labor and vice versa. They try to reawaken long, slumbering racial and religious enmities, which should have no place in this country. And there are also American citizens, many of them in high places, who unwittingly, in most cases, are aiding and abetting the work of these agents. I do not charge these American citizens with being foreign agents, but I do charge them with doing exactly the kind of work that the dictators want done in the United States. The experience of the past 2 years has proven beyond doubt that no nation can appease the Nazis. No man can tame a tiger into a kitten by stroking it. There can be no appeasement with ruthlessness. There can be no reasoning with an incendiary bomb.